Now, there's a controversial social media trend, women against feminism. It's gone viral with supporters making comments like, cooking for my husband is not oppression, and I love to be sexy for my man, and wearing a bra isn't a big deal, put it on and get over it. Well, joining us to discuss this is therapist Karen Phillip and journalist Angela Mollard. Angela, Karen, good morning to you. The general consensus amongst these women is that they don't need feminism anymore. What do you think? Have we come that far?
Good on them for sparking a debate, but they are so wrong. Look, I agree with them regarding the bras. I'm not going to burn my bra. That McPherson stuff is jolly pricey. So I'm not going in that direction, but God, do we need feminism? We have a 17% gender pay gap. We have huge domestic violence issues. We still have genital circumcision of women. We have all sorts of issues that still need to be dealt with feminism. Yes, we've moved on from old school feminism and the Germaine Greer perspective of man-hating, which, you know, I heard her at the Opera House about 18 months ago, and I railed against what she said. But modern feminism is basically about being equal. It's about women having equal rights to the things that men have. And that's a discussion that we still need to be having. We need to be listening to people like Caitlin Moran, who are jolly and funny and talk about, yes, we've had 2,000 years of the patriarchy and they've done a brilliant job. Man on the moon, Stephen Hawking, you know, wars are a bit of a problem. But women just need to have a bit of a crack at it as well. And that's all that we need to be saying. You don't need to, you know, I love cooking for men. I don't think that's not mutually exclusive.
This is not about feminism. What they're actually talking about is they're choosing to dress up for the man if they want. They're choosing to cook dinner. That is feminism because it's a choice. It's an equal choice and equal rights. So what these women are saying on social media is actually quite contradictory because it is feminism, what they're saying, because they're choosing to do what it is they choose to do.
But what I do think is that it is sparked by a new generation of women like Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, Beyonce. Beyonce's just toured under the moniker of the Mrs. Carter tour. Yes. So to take your husband's name when you're as empowered and as talented as her, I'm not sure that is the right thing.
But it is. It's a choice.
But it's her choice.
It's a choice. And she's got that choice now. Because of feminism, she has that choice.
But we've fought so hard for it. It would be a real shame to see it go backwards.
We're not going to go back to the suffragettes, so we've gone past that. We've made real inroads.
Women are too intelligent and strong to go backwards. As simple as that. Let's just... No, I don't believe in any way we're going to go backwards.
What do you think? Do you think it's brought us forward?
I do. Yeah, I do. But I think it cuts both ways too. And I think women who are out there achieving things without making a big deal about being women as they do it, I think that's the way to the future.
That's equal. Yeah. Exactly right. Well said.
Yeah. Well, sometimes even us blokes get it right, even though we're very much the second choice gender these days, aren't we?
You are not.
Okay, now next meet Generation Z. They don't drink or smoke much and they're driven, savvy. They're destined to change the world. Every generation changes the world. Come on, born after 1995, Generation Z have been dubbed screenagers because they're our first truly digital generation. And what do you feel about this, ladies? The woman who put this segment together, a very talented young woman called Alex, is 24. She's sick of all this generalisation about generation.
Oh, look,
she doesn't like to be typecast as lazy.
Yeah, we've just had a major rant with Alex.
But when you said about this Gen Z, it's from birth to 19 years. So I reckon they are driven.
Yeah.
By Generation X and Y in their cars. So they have to be driven around because most of them aren't old enough to even drive a car.
I've got two of them, they're driving me mad.
Exactly right. But who are they raised by? They're raised by Generation X and Generation Y.
Yeah.
So who is doing everything for these Generation Z? Who's making them the people they are? But they certainly have got more screen time. They're certainly more savvy due to social media, and the world is a lot closer and a lot more accessible now than what it used to be.
Every generation thinks that the next generation has lost something.
Oh, they do, and we're so...
That's just getting old, isn't it?
We're so defensive about generations. You know, what am I, Z? Yeah. I think we need to stop saying
You're not a Z, baby. You're way past
I'm an X. I'm an X. My children are a Z. Yes, that's right. God, I'm trying to make myself younger than I am, aren't I? Look, I love the idea of generations, but I think we're far more nuanced than that.
Yeah.
But what I would say about these kids is they're highly informed, they're very adaptable, they're very flexible. I love that Ken Robinson quote, which was the most watched TED Talk, where he said he was looking at his son with sort of 6 different screens open at the time and just thinking it was like him running a small CEO, basically, you know, a 14-year-old kid. But I love that. I love how informed they are. I love how they communicate, and I think that's a result of being brought up by 2 parents.
Absolutely.
They've got fathers more involved. I was brought up by a dad who had virtually nothing to do with me, and I look at my daughters on the other hand, and they are so much more communicative and able to talk to people across generations and genders.
Yeah, and that is a good point, because they do have the equality of mum and dad in their lives.
There is so much doomsaying about how, you know, all the screen time we have stops us from communicating, and it ruins our language skills and our relationships and everything. I disagree. I think my kids are much more communicative.
Yes.
They're at the same age than I would have been.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
and they're clever. They are really clever and adept.
Well, they're clever as far as getting around computers and screens. However, give them a mass calculation without a calculator.
Yeah.
Ask them to spell words without spell check. I think we've got a problem.
They'll never have a life without a calculator, right? No. Yeah, you're right. Now, unconditional love and attention. You can get that from a devoted dog. Well, experts say we can get the same from our partners by training them as you would train a puppy. Top tips include: refuse to play if disobedient. Don't let him see your fear. I think that's a good one. Be consistent, firm and logical. Practice makes perfect. And last but not least, give them a new home if all else fails. And maybe if you carried a little dog biscuit.
Oh, absolutely, a dog biscuit, yes. I find it insulting, so insulting. It really is. I mean, this woman obviously needs to buy a dog.
Yeah.
But what she's written here is sort of the basic tips on raising a child.
Yeah.
Now, to put the fact that her partner or her husband is at that level, why on earth would you be with someone that you have to completely reinvent? You shouldn't be with them for a start.
Can I throw a spanner in here? Because I think, I have this argument with my wife, that I think we should treat our children a little bit more like puppies. Because once a puppy understands that you are the provider of food and the withholder of food, obedience follows.
Yeah,
Like to be said.
true.
Like to be said.
I think you've got a book in that, Cam. I really do. Look, my viewpoint's a bit similar to yours in so much as any animal I've ever had, I've killed. So I really don't want to treat a man like a puppy. Yeah, they have the fish, the rat, the cat's looking a bit sick at the moment. So look, it's so degrading and patronising, though, isn't it? Let's just treat people as equals. And apart from our kids, of course, I think you're on the money with that one.
So disrespectful. Is this feminism gone too far?
Oh, no, this is just a stupid woman in England trying to get attention, and we've given her some.
We have.
Yeah.
Let's
But
cut
no,
off that
I
oxygen
think,
right now.
I think the fact is that most of us intelligent, respectful women won't be, walking up to you with a lead. No.
Yes.
Thanks, ladies. Good talking to you. Wendy, time for some celeb buzz.